So a few years ago I was a student studying in childcare. Now as a part of my course I am meant to one day a week work in a private nursery. For those who don't know what a nursery is, it's basically preschool. So whilst I was there for a year I became very close with the staff members and the children who were there, and during the summer a new child was enrolled into the nursery. The little girl, we will call her Mary because her favorite song was Mary Has a Little Lamb. Now Mary is an adorable little girl who likes to jump around and give everyone hugs and kisses. A ball of fluff is what she is. Mary is a bit slightly chubby for a 3 years old, but that's okay, no problem with a little bit of chub. But her mom thought otherwise. Her mom, whom we'll name Karen, is this tall white lady whom is American who moved to our country last year. Mary didn't look anything like Karen. Mary is a black child, but that isn't a problem to us since everyone's families comes in different sizes and shapes, but I had to point this out since it'll become important later. Karen was well known in the nursery for well looking like a, excuse my choice of words, a hoe, and for her lovely personality. She would show up with a flush red face, a tight slim skinny dress that shows of either her cleavage or ass, and caked in excessive amount of makeup. A lot of us thought she was always tipsy whenever she came to do pick up Mary, but since she always goes around in a Uber, that's right, even if it's somewhere down her road she'll call for an Uber, so luckily she isn't drunk driving. Now this isn't a big deal since we're used to people like her until the summer trip starts coming around the corner. It was a trip to a big theme park in my country. Everyone was buzzed, especially the staff members, since this is basically a free trip for them since the nursery is paying for it. The children will be with their parents or guardians, so we didn't have to take care of them and just go wild with alcohol on the rides. On the day of the trip Karen came along as usual in a tight dress, high heels, pungent perfume and excessive amount of makeup. She looks like she's dressed for some sort of formal party whilst the other parents are dressed in casual clothing preparing themselves for war. Remember, us staff members don't have to look after the kids on this trip, and it's the parents/guardians' responsibility to do so. Before we left off for our trip, Karen noticed one of the children, a beautiful toddler whom I'll name Anna, with blonde pigtails and bright blue eyes. Karen walked up to her mother, whom she held hands with, and said something quite disturbing, to the point Anna's mother requested to us staff to help keep a distance from her. The exchange went as followed. Karen: "That's a cute girl." Anna's mother: "Aw, thank you. She's our pride and joy." Karen: "She has such beautiful crystal blue eyes and blonde hair, her skin is so fair and pale." Anna's mother: "Why yeah, she is beautiful," a bit creeped out. Karen: "I wish Mary looked like her." Anna's mother, looking at Mary: "Aw, Mary is also a beautiful girl too." Karen scoffed and replied, "Yeah right. If anything I want a baby girl like yours." She looked closer at Anna and strokes her blonde hair. Anna's mother was creeped out by that and pulled Anna away from Karen before quickly heading to us for some help. With our help we assigned Karen and Mary to sit at the very back of the bus whilst Anna's family sat in the front to keep some distance. Once we got to the theme park everyone was let loose and the parents/guardians are in for a treat. Whilst us staff and students went nuts on the rides and the alcohol, basically just having a blast. Until it was nearing late afternoon, we were all getting hungry, so we walked over to the food court. There we saw an unpleasant sight. Karen was drinking some beer at one of the far back tables, talking on her phone whilst Mary was asleep in her buggy. We looked at this scene with disgust and walked over. The exchange went as followed after Karen noticed us and put down the phone. Karen: "Oh hello there." Me: "Hello Karen. Enjoying the trip?" Karen: "Oh geez, I wish. It's been so boring, tiring, my feet aches from walking around and it's so bloody hot." She was wearing a tight black dress and tall black heels, of course she's gonna get tired. Me: "I see. Did you two enjoy any of the rides?" Karen: "Yes. Mary enjoys the merry-go-ride more than anything." I want to note that there was no merry-go-round in the theme park. I seated myself along with two other staff members with Karen to get to know her and see if she was okay, because I can tell she was kinda tipsy with her skin all flushed. We kept an eye out for her and just kept talking and drinking until finally things took a turn for the worst. She talked about things we couldn't believe. Karen: "You know, I never wanted a child. But my husband adopted Mary from one of his African trips because according to him he felt like he had to, and he sees her as his own flesh and blood." She scoffs as she drinks more. The husband is a journalist who travels a lot. Me: "That's nice of him. I'm sure Mary will grow up to be a healthy beautiful girl." Karen scoffs again: "Yeah, beautiful my ass. Back in America beautiful white girls are always the most popular ones in high school," and mumbles something quietly. Me: "Pardon?" Karen: "Her skin is so black. I wonder." If there was a bruise, would anyone be able to see it? Me. Looks at the other two staff members with worry, but they nodded as they quickly rushed over to Mary to check if she was okay and see if there was any signs of abuse, whilst I kept Karen occupied with idle talk. Luckily Mary didn't have any signs of abuse, but since Karen was a bit tipsy and tired, one of the staff members took Karen back to the bus to rest whilst the bus driver kept a close eye on her. We took Mary after getting a drunk consent from Karen and took her on children rides that she'll enjoy, like the elephant ride, the airplane, the baby roller coaster and more. We still had our fun until it was time to gather back at the meeting point around the evening. We quickly informed the manager what we had heard and expressed our concern, and the manager took it into consideration. Once we got back, apparently the manager contacted Karen's husband and informed him of what was been said and how she's been treating Mary, and also to pick up Karen since she was tipsy. Not sure what the husband did after learning all of that. The very next week Karen came into the nursery quite early, which was unusual, to pick up Mary. Anna and her mother was passing by her in the hallway to go home when suddenly Karen grabbed Anna by the arm and screamed, "Karen, I want this child, give her to me." What the hell is wrong with you? Let go." All the staff members quickly rushed over to the scene to pull Karen away. Anna was crying in pain and fear, with her mother grabbing her away from Karen and hugged her protectively. "Karen, I deserve a beautiful white child, give her to me. She's mine. I want a beautiful baby girl." We restrained her with 3 men holding her down. We quickly contacted the police and her husband. Everyone was informed to leave early that day, including the cleaners, especially since I was a student. I left early because of the ruckus, but some stayed back to give a witness statement. Afterwards, according to one of the staff members, Karen's husband argued like hell with Karen in the nursery's office and basically threatened to divorce her, which got Karen crying. Karen's husband took Mary, with Karen basically hugging him by the leg, begging him not to leave her and that she was sorry. For a month, instead of Karen picking up Mary, it was either Mary's nanny or the husband. According to one of the nosy staff members, the husband had divorced Karen and got a restraining order against her because apparently when the husband went to visit Karen in jail, she tried to attack him for prioritizing Mary over her, and Anna's mom also pressed charges against her and got a restraining order. I'm not sure what happened to Karen afterwards, but I hope she never has children of her own. Also, Mary is being well taken care of by her loving father, who treats her like a treasure regardless of skin color and thinks she's a beautiful baby girl. A lot of the staff members had a crush on him after this incident. Lol. I'm not sure if Mary was adopted before or after the father was in a relationship with Karen, but I knew that their relationship was only about 2 years and a bit. I'm pretty sure Karen was after the dad's money because he's fairly wealthy, not upper class wealthy but middle class wealthy, and she often spent his money like water and used to brag about how much money she has thanks to her husband.